Welcome to Acadgild's present webinar on the material design. I'm Pritika Kaur, your mentor for the day, and today we'll discuss about the material design in Android. So today's discussion topic is webinar on the build an Android app using material design. As you all know, it's recently introduced in the Lollipop version of Android. So we'll start with by creating the Hello World program in the Android app, and then we'll move on with the another version where we'll create an app which consists of the material design. Okay, so I would like to give a brief intro about the Acadgild, what Acadgild is. It's a technology education startup which provides online courses in Android, big data, front-end, cloud computing. Apart from this, we have another new languages introduced for the courses, like iOS is there, and apart from this we have AngularJS, Node.js. Many more technologies are there on which Acadgild is providing online trainings to the professionals and the students. As you all know, that Acadgild is a firm that has been started by IIT IIM alumni, and the CEO of the company is Mr. Vinod Tham, and we all know that he is a father of Pentium, right, guys? So what's the aim that they took when they started this company is like they want to help the students to learn the technology with the help of the professionals, because the professionals know very well that what's current going on in the market, and they can deliver the best skills to the students as well as to the professionals who cannot go for the institutes to join the courses. Now let's discuss that what's the agenda of the day. So we'll discuss about the introduction of to Android project, initial folder structure, then its core concept, building blocks, introduction to material design, creating lists and cards, toolbar, floating action buttons, RecyclerView, CardView, palette, how to add the dependencies, and what's the application outcome, and there would be a QA session for at the end. So guys, talking about the Android. Android is what? It's an open source open source operating system based on the Linux kernel, and its architecture contains of the 4 layers, where we have at the bottom layer we have the Linux kernel that consists of the drivers which deals with the hardware of the hardware of the mobile. Above that we have libraries, ARTs, Dalvik virtual machine. Dalvik virtual machine is what? Dalvik virtual machine helps you to compile the code, and it converts your code into the machine understandable code. Okay, so after that it gets ready with your APK that you installed on the phone, and that is machine independent at the time. Above that we have frameworks and the application layers. So frameworks are created with the help of the libraries which we have in the bottom second layer. These libraries are made up using the languages C and C++, and the frameworks that we use as the developer, those frameworks are created in the language Java. So yes, the Java is the base language we need to create any application in the Android. So what's the prerequisite for Android is that you must know core Java a bit. Okay, guys. So Android is what? It's a mobile operating system based on the Linux kernel, developed by Andy Rubin, Rich Miner, but it's bought by the Google in 2005. So after that, Google developers are giving the next releases to the Android. It's an open source platform, software platform, means anybody can have this and they can modify this and they can release their version. So Android is an open source, easily accessible. You can modify, you can redistribute. Fast application development is there in this. So we'll now discuss about that what are the basic project structure for Android. So guys, I hope you all know about the Android Studio. That's a plugin that we will use to create any application. That's the IDE designed by Google. Before coming to Android Studio, we used to work with the help of the Eclipse software. Some of you might be working on the Eclipse right now as well. So guys, Eclipse is the IDE where we need to add the plugins for the Android. and then we can make its platform for the Android to develop the applications. But if I talk about the Android Studio is completely designed just for creating the Android applications. It is officially given by Google now. So all the updated things, releases, tools, play services, everything is available for the Android Studio now. So I would recommend that those who are still using Eclipse kindly shift to the Android Studio. It's very easy to download. You just need to go to the developer site. Just have a look. This is the developer site, developer.android.com. So you just click on the Android Studio, and here you can see that whatever operating system you are using, let's say if you're using Mac, so it will give you the option to download the Android Studio for Mac. If you're using Linux, then it will show you for Linux. Like I'm using Windows right now, so it's showing me to download this for the Windows. So complete package software executable file will be provided to you. You just need to click next, next, next. It's a positive steps to download and install. It's very easy. And then it will ask you for the SDKs. Guys, SDKs are what? SDKs are software development toolkit for Android, which consists of the platform tools, different API levels we have in Android. Like we have different versions. Starting from the if I go for the releases, starts from the alpha beta versions, then we have Cupcake, then we got Donald, then we got Eclairs, Froyo, Gingerbread. After that, we have honeycomb, then ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kat, then it's lollipop, then marshmallow, and now the latest one is a nougat. So all the version releases have different API levels. Their platform tools are different. New features are added, some functionalities has been deprecated, so all things updated, different SDKs. So you need to download it into the SDK manager. Okay, so where is the SDK manager that I will show you right now within 2 minutes. Next, I would say that, so guys, the hardware requirement, if I talk about, you need the minimum 4 GB RAM available in your computers or laptops available for working of the Android. Recommended is 4 GB, but yes, sometimes it takes more than that as well. So recommended system operation needs is 4 GB RAM is required minimum. So this is the project structure you can see over here. Here we have .idea folder, Gradle, app name, and then you can see under that we have main folder, then Java subfolder and resource subfolder. So this is the project structure that we have in Android. Just give me a second. I'll tell you that how to create a new project in Android. So just let me share the screen with all of you. Guys, if you haven't opened any project yet, you will go click on the new project from the startup window. Like I have opened the project yet, so I'll go for the file menu. Then I'll go for new project. Okay. Then I have to give the unique name for the application. So the unique name I have to give is, let's say, so I'm gonna take it as MD webinar, material design webinar. Okay. Then company domain, you have to give a specifier that for which company you are going to create the application, and the package name. Guys, this is the thing that we need to be unique, because this acts as the one specifier when you are going to upload your application on the Play Store. This will act as the unique parameter. There should be something unique about the application. Otherwise, how Play Store will got to know that which application is the Facebook, which application is the WhatsApp, or which application is exam preparation, or which one is the Twitter, Instagram, like that. Just by names can be the same, right? So package name is the one thing that should be unique. Also in the phone, when you are going to install, you might be able to see that when you enter into the app section of your settings. In the settings, go to the app section. There in the downloaded apps, you might be able to see that some applications are installed with the package name. That's com dot something package name and then the product name, application name, right? So sometimes packages are installed completely with the package name, so it must be unique, because if it will match with any other package name, your application will not gonna install on the user device and it will conflict. Okay, so I'm going to make it unique. So I'll do here what it's com dot Acadgild dot android dot md webinar. Then here you have to choose the location that where you want to keep this project. Okay, so choose a location wherever you want to keep this project. Click on next. Now here what you have to do is you have to select the minimum. First of all, you need to decide that for which thing you want to create the application. For phone and tablet, for VR, TV, Android Auto, and Glass. I hope you all know that Android is not only designed for the mobile phones, it's also for the other smart devices. We have lots of gadgets which supports Android, which takes the help of Android OS installed in there. The one I could say the navigation that we have in the cars or in vehicles, right? Navigation route tiller. Second one is the device microwaves, LEDs, TVs, smart TVs are there. They also Android is also installed in them. Apart from it, we have wears, smart watches are there, TV, Android Auto, Glass, Google Glass is there. Okay, so Android is very vast nowadays. So you need to decide that for which thing you are going to create the application. So I'll choose the phone and tablet. Then I'll choose the minimum API level that I want to support. So guys, according to the current scenario in the market, the latest available API or the latest available phone is Nougat with the version Nougat, and the lowest available is ice cream sandwich, which API version is 15. So I'll select the minimum as the 15 and then I'll click on the next. Now here you can see that lots of inbuilt activities are already given to you. Either you can add no activity, basic activity, empty, full screen, add mobs, maps activity, login, master detail flow, navigation, scrolling, and tabbed activities there and settings activities there. But I would recommend that initially you must go for the empty activity. The reason behind that is, yes, you can in a shortcut manner, you can choose the activities already prepared from here. But in order to learn or in order to code, because unless and until you will not code yourself, you'll not be able to learn. So in order to code it yourself, choose the empty activity, click on the next. Then you have to give the name of the class that you want to take and the layout name. After that, click finish. It will build up a new project in front of you. I hope you all are clear with this, that how to create a new project in Android Studio. Guys, anyone have any query? So now let's move ahead and see the project has been initialized. So guys, when the project will be startup, it will show you the main activity like this, Java source code, and the design. As you all know that the designing of the Android is done using the help of with the help of XML language. XML has its own tag, but Android provides us already inbuilt classes. Predefined tags are there to use the UI components, containers, view groups, everything. Okay. So we need not to worry. There is no need to create own design XML tags. Everything is predefined. Guys, there are a few questions. Bhargav, you need to install the Android Studio. Just, I guess, 2-3 minutes ago, I showed the link to everyone from the developer.android.com. You can go for the training section, and there would be in the first link available for Android Studio. You can download the Android Studio from there. Next, someone asked that the screen gets stuck on the Gradle build. Gradle takes time to build up. To wait for it. Oh, okay. Uh, Kindly refresh the screen because everybody else can are able to see the screen. Just see if it is okay for you now. Okay, great. So, Anu, you asked what is Gradle. I'll come back to this. What is Gradle? I'm going to explain the same thing. So, guys, this is a project that we have created just now. Here you can see the project structure. It's the application module. Here you can see manifest folder, which consists of the manifest file. Android manifest is a very important file of the project, which consists of the information like okay, let me tell you something. That when you install the application from the Play Store, what you all can see, you all are able to see the set of permissions in front of you, which you have to accept to move on with installation of the application, right? So all the set of permissions we define over here in the manifest file. So manifest file acts as the summary of the project, which will contains the information about the user's features, means what features should be the necessary in the device. For example, if I take the example of Skype, for Skype, we need the telephonic features, right? Then if I talk about users permissions, whatever permissions are required that we have to define over here. Whatever activities you are going to create in the project, you need to define it over here. You have to declare it. Then launcher screen will be defined over here. As you can see, this is the main activity class which has been defined as a launcher. Launcher means what will be your first activity that will initialize. Okay, what will be your first activity that will initialize whenever the app is going to start on the phone. So you have to declare one activity is the launcher activity. Okay. Next one is what else we can define over here? Metadata tags. Metadata tags are what if we are going to use any third party libraries or any third party SDKs like Facebook SDK or Google Maps, etc. So we need to define their metadata tags that will contain their meta information. We have to define those things in the application tag in manifest file. Apart from this, if we are going to use any kind of service in the project, or we are going to use any broadcast receiver, so we can define receivers over here. We can define the services in the manifest file, support screen tags, permissions, activities, metadata tags, third party classes. Everything will have to be defined in the manifest file. So this will act as the what is okay, I have a query that repeat about the meta information from manifest. Meta information is used in those cases when we have to define the metadata tag. Metadata tag is what, like when you are going to use any Facebook your SDK or any other SDK, let's say Google Play services or Google Maps you are going to use. So you need to define their meta information tags, which will contain their IDs to refer, because you are going to use their products or services. So your project should be mapped with their database on the server side. So when you create the accounts on the console of Facebook or developer console of Google, they generate one unique ID that is particular for your project. So you need to include the JSON files and you need to include the information regarding the meta tags, so that your project should be mapped with the server side of their SDKs or the products that you're going to use. So this is all about the Android manifest. Yes, it is to configure with the other third-party library that you're going to use. Third-party library means third-party SDK, not the library. For libraries, we don't need to use the metadata info. We need to keep the metadata info if you're going to use the SDK of any other third party. Sometimes we need to include the payment gateways or other things like social logins, right? So for that, we include the SDKs. So there we need to configure this thing. So over here, guys, and now here you can see the app is there. Under that we have manifest that we discussed. Then we have Java folder in which we have three packages. One is the main package that we kept. Another one is with Android test, and the last one is with test. So you are going to deal with the first one where you're going to put all your Java classes. All the codes will be done in Java language that you have to put. You can create sub packages under this package and you have to put all the classes over here. Okay. But guys, there's a question that is there necessary to change app folder name? App folder name is by default. All these folders are auto generated. You cannot change the names. So next two you can see are written for the test. These two folders are auto generated by Android Studio for testing purpose. Next is the resource folder. Under that you can see drawable folder is there, layout folder is there, map is there, values folder is there. Drawables, resource are what? Resource are something we need to generate. We need to use for creating the app, like images, music files, right? Sometimes we add the sounds in the app, so for that we need the raw music files. We need images to show, we need drawables for creating the shapes of the things like button or circles, anything we want to create. Layouts contains the user interface designs. Map folder contains the icon of the application. Okay, don't confuse it with the drawables. Earlier in Eclipse, yes, the icons were also included in the drawables only, but now they have separated it in the map. So map contains just the drawables, and you can see that we have different kind of resolutions written in front of them. One is HDPI, MDPI, XHDPI, double XHDPI, and triple XHDPI. So this is for the purpose that every size, every different resolution icons have different sizes. Like for HDPI, it was 72 by 72. And for this MDPI, it is 48 by 48. So it varies with the resolution and the devices that will match their resolution that will pick up these drawables. Well, there are not only drawable folder. Drawable folder is by default. Okay. Apart from this, we can create many other drawable folders like drawable HDPI, MDPI, XHDPI, etc. We need to create those folders if we want to put any specific image for specific resolution. Otherwise, the drawable folder is accessible to all the devices. Okay, do you want to see how to create a new folder? So go for resources, right click, new, Android resource directory. Not the values one. Drawable hyphen HDPI. Press OK. Now you're not able to see right now. Let me change the project structure from here. Go for project, include app, source, main, resources, and you can see drawable HTTP folder is generated. The question is there that is it necessary to create different folders for different drawables? Yes, there is need. For example, you are going to create a splash screen, right? Now, if you will use the image with a small size and you are going to install the application on a large device, then definitely the resolution will distort, right? So it will look bad. So sometimes we need to include these folders for not for all the images, but for few images that are resolution specific, we can say. Okay, the icons that we use or the small images that we use that are compatible with all the versions of the devices and the screen sizes, so need not to worry about those. But yes, if you're going to use any image with 200 pixels height or 300 pixel height, so you should be specific about the different folders. Next we have values folder. Values folder consists of the different files, colors, diamonds, strings, and styles. Colors is for the purpose when you want to define. There's a question that it is required to put single image to put in all drawable folder with different resolution, or we can put on single folder. As you can see over here, map. What is this? This is also an icon, an image, right? With different size and resolution. So we have put all these in the different folders in their respective folders. Same is the case with the drawables. The image that you think that yes, this needs to be created with the different resolutions, you have to put only that image in different folders. Otherwise, if you want to use only one image for all the resolutions, then put that into the drawable folder. Don't put it into the specific folder, otherwise it will not be. Let's say my device is MDPI, so my device will not gonna look for this folder. This is HTTPI folder. It will just look for the MDPI folder or the default drawable folder. So put your images in default folder then. I hope you got clear with the answer. Next, if you want to define any colors, so you can define the colors over here in the colors file, diamond files. We can create different values folder as well, guys, according to the different resolutions or screen width. Okay, like values for screen width high, screen width low. Here you can see we have two values folder. One is for width 820 dp and one is the normal folder. No, if you are going to put anything in the default folder, large screen will not have any problem. But yes, the size of the image would be small and you're going to install it into the large device, so the image will distort. The resolution will be disturbed and you would be able to see the blurry images. That's it. So to avoid these issues, you have to put the image in the different folders. But if it is a small icon, let's say info icon is there or any, small username image is there, so you can put all those things in the default folder. That doesn't matter. That will not impact more. Different sizes are created. It's available on the developer side. We have different screen resolution sizes. According to that, we need to put the images for different resolutions. It's available on the developer side. You can check it from there. Support screen tags and support screen designs. Next, guys, we have strings. Strings is the file where we are going to define all the strings that we are going to use in the project. Styles, where we are going to define the styles, themes for the particular project. Okay. 196 and by 196 is not the best. We cannot consider it as the best. Guys, I cannot be specific about any particular size. That depends upon the design that what you are going to use. Next, guys, you are able to see for icons you need to it depends, like 36 by 36 is also okay if you want to use a small icon. If you want to use a bit large icon, 64 is okay. Okay, so again I'll say the things, it depends upon the size to size. It depends upon design as well. So manifest, you are clear with it. Next, you can see we have two types of Gradle files. Gradle is what with the came of Android Studio, they released this thing Gradle. Gradle is used for when we want to, Gradle. Just a second. Gradles are what? Gradles contain the info about your project structure, that what you are going to use in the project. For example, in the we have two types of Gradles that actually do what? They wrap up the jar system. In every mobile, we have installed the Gradle. Okay, so the Gradle that we have in the project, in the application, that will communicate with the Gradle installed in the operating system, and then the application will work. Okay, so Gradle files are of two types. One is the app level module and another one is the top level Gradle file. Someone asked about the values folder more. Just give me a second. Let me complete up with the Gradle, then I'll explain the values again. Okay. So guys, we have two type of Gradle file. One is related to the module level and one is the top level. Module level Gradle file is that in which we are going to add the things which are specific about a particular module. For example, you have a login screen, and in that login screen you want to include the social logins, right? So for social logins, you will include the Google Play services, or what I can say is you will include G plus login and the Facebook SDK for Facebook login, right? Or Twitter, something like that. So you have to add its dependencies in the module level file that is specific to one activity only, not for the whole project. But if I talk about something which is which is needed for the whole project, that we will define in the top level module file, Gradle file. For example, the Gradle version. Gradle version is 2.2.2. This is not only specific to one module, this is specific to whole project. So whatever things you want to configure for the whole project, for whole modules, and for the complete project structure, that will include in the top level file. Otherwise, that will include in the module level file. Gradles are the systems. The Gradle contains the files that wraps up the system jars. Okay, System jar files are wrapped up in the Gradle. Gradle interacts with the Gradle installed in the OS of the phone, and then the application communicates and works on the phone. These are of two types. Guys, the question was asked is that what is a Gradle? Gradle contains the system jar wrapper files. Okay, that will do what? That will interact with the Gradle installed in the OS. In operating system, in phone OS, we have Gradle installed. So the Gradle that is in the APK that interacts with the Gradle on the OS, and then communication does between the two, and the application works on the phones. These are of two types. One is the app level or module level, we can say, and another one is the top level. Top level Gradle file is that in which we will configure those options which are necessary for the whole project. Whereas in module level, we'll include only those specific things which are common to a particular module. The example that I gave you for the login purpose, like login activity is one in the project. In every screen, we are not going to ask for the login, right? Login will be just done for the one time. So we are going to include the dependencies in the module level file. Also, the module level file contains the information about your compile SDK version, with which SDK version you are going to compile your project, build tool version, and minimum SDK version that you have chosen, target SDK version, what should be the target device, version code, and version name. Version code is used again whenever you are going to update your application, you have to increase it. Version name you are able to see on the Play Store. When you will go for installing the application, just scroll down at the bottom, the version code is given to you, which is the latest version available on the Play Store. Okay, I hope you all are clear with this. Is all about the project structure of the Android Studio. Someone asked the question regarding values folder. Guys, values folder consists of 4 files: colors, diamonds, strings, and styles. Okay, now you can create numerous values folders. Out of these, colors file is just fun. Guys, if you're going to create value folder for let's say screen width 320, you're going to okay, let's not be specific about the screen width. You're going to create 3 value folders: value large, value small, and values normal, that we have by default. Okay, color will be same. The color code of red color is, let's say the color code of yellow color is F00. So it will be same in the large file as well, in the small file as well. So need not to create different color file. But if I talk about the dimensions, yes, for value large folder, the value of the dimensions would be different. For value small, it will be different. For normal, it will be different. Or for a specific width, it will be different. So you can create the diamonds file under the different values folder. Strings, again, string is for the string value, right? You want to keep one variable and you want to give a string value, that will be same for the project. Need not to include these into the different folders. Style file, if I talk about, style is available with the different versions. For example, lollipop onwards, the styles are changed. Pre-lollipop, the styles are changed. Or before hollow theme, the styles are changed. So you can take the values folder for styles. If you want to include, it will be values v11, values v14, values v21, like this. Guys, for horizontals, you cannot create the value folders. The question is, can we create values folder for horizontal likes? Values H320dp, 520dp? No. The answer for this question is no. Values folders are created for the particular screen width. Okay. So if you want to make it horizontal, that means it's a landscape mode. So you can create the folder name as values hyphen land hyphen 320dp, SW320dp. Clear? I hope you got the answer. That's the landscape mode, not the horizontal. So don't put H over there. For next question we have is, how can we create the responsive design? So guys, to create the responsive design, in portrait mode or in landscape mode, you need to make use of the different drawable images, different drawable folders, different layout folders, and different values folder. That depends upon, again, situation to situation, that what kind of design you have in front of you. If that can be managed with just one image, then you can take the different dimensions of the image view in the dimensions folder. Okay. If that cannot be mentioned with the if that cannot be help out you with the help of the different diamond things, then you can make use of the different drawable folders to put the images of different resolutions. Okay. Also, sometimes we need to create designs like there are few designs which are different in tabs and different in phones, because tabs have more width and height comparative to phone. So we cannot be specific about these things, that are we going to use the particular drawable folders for creating responsive design, or are we going to just create the values folders, or are we just going to create the layout folders. Layout folders are also be numerous. You can create number of layout folders using layout land hyphen land, layout hyphen screen width 320, 640, 480, depends upon the situation to situation. String you can put in the normal values folder, because strings are not going to be changed. Guys, the question is, can we for what strings will be used? Strings will be used when you want to display a particular text. Next question asked is that how we can test that the design is the creative bias is responsive or not. For that, Android Studio provides us the number of emulators you can create. AVD manager is there. You can create the AVD emulator. You can run your application on it to test it, whether it fits on the particular screen or not. Apart from this, what other option we have is, whenever you're going to design, so just open up your design file. Now in the preview section, go here and you can change the different screen sizes from here to check whether your design fits on a particular screen or not. There's a question that there are some different shows in physical design and emulator. Yes, guys, the emulators are not actually the physical devices. They are the images of devices. Okay, so you cannot see the exact output, but yes, you will get some idea. This will, you will even, you need not to test this once you will practice. When you will have a good experience in creating the applications after 1 year of the daily practicing of the Android, you would be just able to see that by using 16 SB size, this would look this much in the tab, this much in the phone. So that depends upon your practice. Next question is, Genymotion is good for emulator. Guys, we are available with three kinds of emulators. The one is BlueStack, one is Genymotion, and another one is provided by Android Studio itself, the AVDs. Okay, AVDs are much faster because instant run option is there. So they are much faster. Genymotion is also very good. Through AVDs, you can just get the images of the Google products, like Nexus sets you can get. Okay, but from the Genymotion, you can also get the different images of HTC handsets, Samsung headsets, or other company headsets. Okay, so the different handsets images are available with the Genymotion. You can try for it. Any other query, guys? There's a question from Bhargav. If we want to edit some image and upload, how to do it? Upload to what, Bhargav? Do you want to upload it on the server? So that we cannot say, Bhargav, your question is that how to edit some image and upload it. So simply take the image, okay, edit it in some software like using Paint or any other thing, then just copy paste the image in the respective folder. That's it. All right, guys. So I hope you all are done with your queries so far. Shall we move ahead now? Okay, there is one more question asked. The client shares the drawn screens with MS Word, that is XML file. Do we have any tool to convert the screens? I'm not able to get your question. Is it something related to development of the project? Your question is not clear. Guys, you're on webinar, so we cannot hear you. You just need to write your queries in the chat box. Okay, in the Q&A, you can write your questions. Next is, there's one more question. In which section we should upload any image? Drawable is the default folder, guys. You can upload any image in that folder. So now let's move ahead. There's one more query. Simply, guys, if you want to even take this image, I have copied the IC launcher image in front of you. Okay, go to the drawable folder, paste the image, any image that you want, download any image from the Google or anywhere. Take the name. Let's say I'm going to put its name. I'm going to change its name now. So it will be sample. Okay, press OK. It is copied in the folder. That's it. You need not to worry. Paragraph, your question is output we can't see. You want to see output for what? Just click on it and you are able to see the image. Now guys, how to run the application? So click on the run on the top. If you haven't created a new virtual device, you can click on this create new virtual device. Otherwise, create a previously created device, choose new device, press OK. So this will initialize your emulator and then the application will execute on it. So this is how we run the application on the emulator. There's one more question, guys. What is constraint layout? New features come in Android. Constraint layout is more like the relative layout, but with the help of constraint layout, the designs are fixed on the screen. If you're going to means you are going to fix any design on the screen. Let's say you want to create a fab button on the 10 pixels from the left hand side or from the right hand side. So that will be fixed on each and every screen. Constraint layout is something where you're going to put the constraints to the UI component so that it should be fixed with the screen. Bhargav, you asked the question that how to run the program. I already show it to you. You just need to click on this screen symbol. The dialog will appear in front of you and you have to choose the device. Okay guys, there's one more question that there's a one MS Word file with screen drawn, and this MS Word is the doc file. As Android designing works with the XML, so is there any tool which convert provided MS file and my screen will be ready? While doing this, I'm ready to do some minimal changes as required. So guys, there is no any tool present for this thing. You cannot convert any Word file or any paint design into the code, XML code. There is no any tool available. Yes, you can use the drag and drop. If you don't want to write the code, you can drag and drop just by looking at the image or the design that you have with you. But you cannot, there's no any tool that will convert your image into the code. Okay. So guys, I hope you all have got the answers. Now let's move ahead, because we have to cover up the material design topic in the webinar as well. So we have covered up the project structure. And now the next one is core concepts. The building blocks of Android are the activity, content providers, broadcast receivers, services, and intents. Okay, there are a few more questions, guys. We have, can we use constraint layout for responsive design? Yes, we can use. Responsive is not about like we cannot make any constraint designers layout as responsive. Next one is, guys, there are queries going on, so I'm replying to all, so that's why you people are not able to hear me in between. Next question is, what's the maximum file size that we can upload? There is no any limit for the size. You can upload any, but also that will increase the APK size. So guys, make sure whenever you're going to design any application, try your best that the APK size should always be small. The question is, what is the maximum file size we can upload? So we can upload the maximum file size. There is no any limitation on the size, but if you are going to use the image with a size of 4 MB, 5 MB, 10 MB, so that will also increase the size of your APK and make sure if your APK is too much heavy or its size is too big, then nobody will gonna install your app. So now let's move ahead, and guys, if you have any more queries, we have Q&A, so you can put your queries. The people in the QA will respond to you. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. We are going to discuss about the building blocks. Building blocks are what? Building blocks in Android are activity, content provider, broadcast receiver, services, and intents. Now, what are all these things? What is an activity? So the every screen of the Android is an activity. Okay, every screen in Android is an activity where user will see the UI, user interface, because users interact with the UI. They don't know what function you have written, what code you have written at the back. No, they are just bothered about the design that you have provided to them because they are going to deal with the UI. Okay. Next is the content provider. Content provider supplies the data from one application to others on request. What is content provider actually? I'll take a simple example of the phone book app and the WhatsApp application. Phone book is doing what? When we store any phone number, where it stores? It gives the data to the content provider. It gives the data, it stores the data on the central repository of the phone. Okay, so let me share the screen with you. Okay, have a look on it. So guys, let's say I have this application A. Here I have another application B, and this is my central repository. Okay. This is my application phone, and this is my application WhatsApp. This is central repository. Okay. So what will happen is that this phone, whenever you are going to, add any number or you're going to save any number, the data will be stored in this central repository. Okay. Now, if I talk about the WhatsApp work on which basis? On contacts. You can add a new contact from the contacts only, and from where you are receiving those contacts are the contacts are same which are stored in your phone book, right? So WhatsApp is taking data from this central repository. Okay, this phone is providing the data and WhatsApp is taking the data from here. So content providers does what? Content providers, with the help of content resolutions, gives or takes the data from the central repository to different applications. When you want to share the data between more than one app, we take the help of content provider. Okay. Next is, I'm sorry, let me share the screen. Yeah. Next is broadcast receivers. Broadcast receivers are what? These are the messages which are released from the system. Okay. Now you might have noticed that whenever you turn off the whenever the battery is low or whenever you capture any screenshot, so there is the broadcast released from the system. Okay, that has been captured from the applications and the messages shown to you. Okay, these are the broadcast receivers. These can be system originated, these can be application originated as well. Next is services. Services are used when you want to do the long time consuming tasks into the background. Definitely you cannot do the time consuming tasks on the front end. It will block the screen and your application will be freezed. So we have to do these tasks in the background. For that we use the services. Next is the intent. Intent is the message passing objects that is used for, it has three purposes actually. These are used for the three purposes. The one is transferring the data between the two activities. Second purpose is you want to pass the data between the two activities. sorry, one is transferring the data, passing, transferring the same thing. Second purpose is switching from one activity to another activity. You are moving from one screen to another screen. And the third purpose is delegating the responsibility to the third app. Now, what do we mean by this is that sometimes you receive the messages in your inbox and the short URL is given that click on this link to get videos and download the songs from here, right? So what you're doing, you click on that link and then that link is open in the browser, right? Not in the messages. So what you are doing, you are passing the data to the browser. Messaging is one application, browser is second application. So you are giving your responsibility to the third party or the third application to perform that task. This is what intents are used for. Moreover, apart from this, we can use intents for broadcast intent. We can use it for binding the services. We can use it for starting the services as well. This was all about the basics of the Android, guys. Now we are going to move on with the agenda of the day, that is material design. Material design is what? Material design was introduced in Lollipop version, where we, before coming to the Lollipop version till KitKat, the applications was very simple. Two, three colors are just used and not too much animation was there also. But with came of Lollipop, you have seen the drastic changes in the applications. There are different kinds of effects included, animations included, colorful apps are there, very bright colors, they've started using it. Status bar are also now colored, right? Status bar is colored, toolbar is there, right? So material design is not a flat design. First thing, you're able to see the shadows of the things. When you press the things, it actually feels that you have pressed something. The ripple effect is there, reveal effect is there. So material design consists of lots of things with us that enhances the beauty of the application. Because once the thing is eye catchy, if you are going to give a good look to your application, definitely people will respond to it and they will use it. So what we have in the material design consists of the different effects, animations, ripple, reveal, shapes, difference, fab buttons are there. Then we have card views, we have recycler views, we have palettes, we have different colors, everything. So this is something new which we are going to discuss today. How to create the lists in the card in this. So to complete this task, what we are going to do is we are going to take a recycler view, and in that we are going to take the card view. Now guys, what is recycler view actually? Mm, Guys, earlier we were using the list view, okay? And now we are using recycler view. Recycler view is the advanced version of the list view. Why it is advanced, let me tell you. Now guys, let's say this is a list view, okay? And under this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay, items. This is a list view. Here also we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 items. Now see, guys, list view में क्या है that if you have these 5 items in the list view, Let's say you have 10 items. 5 are coming in front of you, 5 will be in the scroll. So every time when you will scroll, there's a function that is get view that will call for each row. Okay. But in recycler view, what happen is that the data that can be appear on the one screen only for those that function will execute to layout, to design the layout. Next, when it will be in the scrolling part, again new object of inflating the layout will not be created. It will just recycle the existing view and the data will be just changed on it. Okay, so it is reliable, fast and efficient as compared to list view. I hope you are clear with this. Next is the card view. Card view you have seen, like you all are using the Android application, Android phone. So you might have seen the Play Store. There, every application is designed in it's shown in a different card. Card views are what? It's just like a card which is elevated little bit above, and you are able to see the shadow, and one complete item can be displayed in a complete card. Okay, in one card you can show a complete separate item. So this is just for again enhancing the beauty of the application. That's it. How to use the card view, how to use the recycler view, we are going to do it just practical after 2-3 minutes. Okay, let's discuss the next concept, that is toolbar. Guys, earlier we have action bars in the Android, but with came of Marshmallow, the action bar has been deprecated. So the action bar has been deprecated, guys. So deprecated means which is no longer in use. So Android Studio came, Android Studio, I'll say. The Android comes up with a new thing that is a toolbar. Okay. So toolbar is what? Toolbar is provides you the same purpose as the. There's one question, guys. Is there any issue if we use deprecated item? Well, if you will compile your code, it will show the error on it. There are few methods which we can use if they are deprecated, like camera 1 API is deprecated, still we are using it, there is no any issue in it. But actually the things which at one stage they will mark it completely as red, they'll show the error till 21, till 22, till 22 it will mark as deprecated, but after 22 they will show the error. Suppress warnings are not available for each and everything. Suppress warning options are available for only few things which are still you can use for the working. Question that can we write the suppress warning? Okay, suppress warning we cannot use or we cannot write for each and everything. We can use suppress warning only for those functions for which this option is available. Few functionalities are totally deprecated, means they are totally out. We cannot use them. They are marked as errors now. Okay. Next, there's a question that what do we mean by deprecated? It's not deprecative, Bhargav, it's deprecated. Deprecated means something for which new updates are not releasing and those things are outdated, we are not allowed to use. Okay. Next is toolbar. So the alternative of action bar activity is toolbar, and there were limitations as well in the action bar activity, like for one activity we can have just one action bar, but if I talk about the toolbar we can have more than one toolbar present in an activity. Okay, it is more functional than the action bar activity. As you can see over here on in this image, it's red mark that Android version. The structure of toolbar is like here you can see the back button or the logo or any small image, then the name of the activity or the screen, then you can see few options are there: settings, search, delete, add, right? So these options are available on the toolbar only. Access the shortcuts. Next thing I'm going to discuss is Guys, there was one more thing regarding the toolbar, that is like we can place it anywhere on the screen. It's not compulsory that it needs to be always on the top of the screen. Like action bar is always on the top of the screen, toolbar need not to be always on the top of the screen. We can place it anywhere in the app. Okay, and these are added in v7 support libraries. Next is floating action buttons. Floating action buttons, you might have seen these round buttons on the almost these are available on the right bottom side of any screen. You can see it over here. So floating action buttons are what? These are the buttons which floats on the screen. Okay, you are able to see its shadow, and these are round buttons, and you can give action to these buttons. Like in Gmail application, you are able to see compose icon is there in the floating action button, right? When you tap on it, email is open in front of you to compose, right? These are used for the special type of promoted actions, okay, distinguished by the circle stripe, and their behavior can be, there are two sizes available. The one is the default size, other one is the mini size. You might have seen the Zomato application or any application where you, if you will click on the fab button, these floating action buttons are also known as fab button, guys. So if you will click on these fab buttons, numerous two three fab buttons are more opened, but those are of little bit smaller in size as compared to the default one. Okay, so these are also known as action button. If you people use the Facebook application on your phone, then there's an option to add the friends, okay, or find friends. Click on that button and you will be able to see the thing that I'm talking about over here, that 2 3 different friends option will be open in front of you. Find friend options or searching for the friend option is there. Tap on the fab button, you will be able to see what I'm saying over here. Okay, so the size of the fab button can be controlled with fab size attribute. Okay, and as the class descends from image view, you can control the icon. Guys, we can give our own icon to the to this fab button. Background color we can set. Accent color is the default color that is taken by the fab button, but we can change this color using the attribute background tint. Either background color or tint color. Tint color works in almost all the cases. Tint color is used like we take the checkboxes or the radio button. So when you when you tick on those things, or when you mark them as selected, the color taken by those UI components is the tint color. Okay, if anyone wants to change those color, choose the attribute tint color for that. Next, recycler view. We have already discussed an advanced version of list view is this, and items are recycled and can be scrolled efficiently. We can use with the dynamic changing data sets. Dynamic changing data set means, guys, we have list views. We have, why do we use list views? Guys, why do we use list views? We use list views because we want to show the data at the runtime. We don't know how much data will be there, right? The data set is dynamic. Similarly, recycler view is what? It's the advanced version of the list view. The purpose is same only. So we use the list view or the recycler view in those cases where we know the structure, of the design, okay, that how the layout will look like, but we don't know that what data to be displayed on this. Okay, so in that case we use recycler views or list views. Next, we have to use the layout manager for positioning the item of the list view, and generally we take the linear layout as the layout manager for this. Okay, and we can also set the default animation for this. Guys, any queries so far if anyone have? So guys, I hope no queries you have so far. So let's move ahead, and next we are going to discuss is the card view. Now what is a card view actually? If I tell you the example of card view, where card view is used, again, take the example of Facebook application. The timeline is designed in card view. Okay, but those are flat designs. The elevation is not there. Next, where you can see the card view in the Google Play Store. Check the Play Store application. Each and every application is designed in the card view. You can see the entertainment section, few applications are given, their information, name and images they designed, right? So those are in the card view only. These are the practical implementation of the card views that you can see. Apart from this, LinkedIn app is there. There you can also check. Card view is used in LinkedIn app as well, Facebook application, Instagram as well. Okay. So there are many applications which are using these things as the material design is too much in demand. So people use these things. Okay. Next is CardView. How CardView is designed actually. It is available in the V7 library, support V7 library, and it extends the class frame layout that let us know the information inside the card. Card is what, just like we have a playing cards, X as the base, right? And the numbers are printed on them, designs are printed on them. Same is the case over here, guys. We have a card on which we will take a container and we will keep other UI components in it. Okay. What properties you can set to the card view? You can set its elevation. Elevation means height, that how much it should be raised from the bottom, from the base. Okay. You can set its corner radius if you want to make the corners, if you don't want to have the sharp corners, you can make it round or curve. Okay, or you can also set the background color of the card. These properties you can set. Next is the palette. Palettes, you might have seen such beautiful designs in your screens. Also sometimes we call it as collapsible toolbars, or these are the inbuilt, you can say the palettes are designed where we bind the action buttons or we bind the UI components. In few palettes, what happen is when you scroll it up, like when you will scroll this up, this will shift or turn up, and the above design will be turned into the action bar. Like in WhatsApp, when you open the profile of any friend, okay, so you might have seen the WhatsApp application. When you see the profile of any person, right, and when you drag it up, or you can say that when you scroll it up, you're able to see the name of that contact person, back icon, last seen status, and other options. You are not able to see the profile picture. So that's the purpose of the collapsible toolbars or the palettes. How we can get the palettes? We can get the set the photos. So we have inbuilt functions, get photo function. Here we will set the icon or the image that we want to set. Colorize, what do you want to set the color of the palette? Okay, and you can apply the palette by giving the photo, default color, color vibrant, and states. Okay, guys, don't worry about this. Next we are going to discuss it practically, so there you will get the more detail about all these things. We can there's a question, guys, that can we insert some images in the palette? Yes, we can. It's not always the preloaded, we can insert. Next is, guys, dependencies. Guys, all these material design is introduced in the lollipop versions. and later on version, Marshmallow, Nugget, like this. So their compatibility has been provided with the lower version as well. Okay. In starting, I told you people that the lowest version available is ice cream sandwich, right? But actually, the version starts from the gingerbread froyo itself in the market, right? Nowadays, these versions are not available. The versions available are lollipop, marshmallow, and the minimum, अगर किसी शॉपकीपर के पास पुराना सेट भी पड़ा होता है तो वो आपको आइसक्रीम सैंडविच से नीचे नहीं मिलेगा. What is the reason behind that? The reason behind that is that the new the new things that has been provided, right? The new things they have introduced, new features, new designs, new looks, all these are compatible up to certain level only. So that's compatibility version is up to API level 15 only. Okay. So there's one question again. If we use this material design concept, then it will it work under the older version or not? So guys, what I'm saying is the same thing, that see, material design was introduced in API level 21, right? Now, whenever a new thing will become, we have to give it support to the lower version as well. So its lower version compatibility is available up to till version 15, API level 15 version. That's it, not below than that. Okay, so if you are going to use any other lower version in the mobile phone, then you will not be able to see the effects. Like if I talk about the drawable effect or ripple effect, you cannot see them in the KitKat even. You can only see them in Lollipop, Marshmallow, and Nougat. But their compatibility is given, means if you are going to write code for these things, that will not marked as the error for you. Okay. So there's one more question, that I'm using a gingerbread software in Samsung mobile. Okay. You are using the gingerbread software, but still you cannot see these effects because gingerbread is too earlier. It's API level 8, which is totally dead in the market. Okay. Next question is how to apply the ripple effect without the use of library. Guys, there is no need of using the library. Ripple effect is directly seen. Okay, we can directly create them, but for that we need to create the drawable folder drawable-v21 because ripple effect cannot be seen below 21 version. Next question guys I have is, which effects we can't see? Bhargav, this is a question from you, so I'll say kindly use any application on the emulator. Okay, try to use or even try to open the emulator. Few applications are default like calculator and all. So when you will press on the calculator button now, you would be able to see that there's a base color, and on this base color there would be a layer of the color will spread from where you will touch. From wherever you will touch, a layer of the color will spread. That is the ripple effect. Okay, just like we have water ripples, in the same manner the color ripples on the screen. It's quite interesting and gives you the exact feel that yes, you have pressed something. Okay, so just try this on the emulator. If you don't have the device, like you are saying that you're using gingerbread, so you can try it on the emulator. Next question is how to apply the ripple effect. Guys, we are going to discuss the practical thing, so there you can see that how to apply it. Okay, so let's move ahead now, and here you can see the dependencies. So dependencies we have to add. Now these dependencies are module specific. So we will add them up in the module level file. Okay. Guys, all the material designs are given in this support design library. So we have to add this com.android.support.design library. If you want to use the card view, you have to include its dependency. which is com.android.support.cardview. These numbers 23.1.1, these are the older one. The latest are 24.1.1. So try for that. Okay. Guys, always go for the latest versions because enhancements, bug fixes are done on the latest versions, not on the lower versions. Okay. So try to include the latest version always for the dependencies. Next, we have card views, we have recycler view, we have palettes, so we have to include the dependency for them. So the application outcome should look like something like this. Okay. So if you have any queries, you can ask. Otherwise, we can start with the practical work so far. Okay, guys, there's one more question. How to give common permission in 6.0 or above? So, do you want to ask like in Marshmallow or above, like we ask the permissions before Marshmallow? A set of permissions are shown in front of the user. So, guys, yes, the permissions can be added. Okay, permissions. If you are going to see, there are different kinds of permission. Two types we have categorized into two categories. One is the normal and another one is the critical. Normal permissions like internet, or the application want to access internet, wake lock, screen lock, like this. Critical are like application want to access the location, application want to access camera, application want to access media, right? Critical permissions are those which are user sensitive, which contains user sensitive data, like media is there, media contains your photographs. Now definitely you will want to know that why this application wants to share my media, right? Why this application wants to access my location. All these are critical things. So with game of Marshmallow, we can deny few permissions if we don't want to accept them. Before Marshmallow till Lollipop, what happened is that when you want to install any application, it will show the set of permissions and you have to accept all. But with the came of this Marshmallow, you can deny the applications, the permissions, not applications, permissions. So how to deny? For that, we have to grant the revoke. We have to, handle this in the code. And if you want to act as the previous version, like you want to run your application on Marshmallow, but you want key set of permissions should be displayed like in Lollipop and pre-Lollipop versions. So compile your code with target version of 22. Compile SDK should be 22. Then it will act as it was working earlier. Guys, there's one question that can I give my email ID or any other contact information for further question or query? So guys, you have this detail with you available in the PDF. You can contact us support team for the further questions. Okay. A team is there. They will definitely give answers for your questions. These PDFs and content, everything will be shared with you. Okay guys, so now let's move ahead and let's start with the practical thing because it's time to almost end of the session. So I don't want that the topic should be left in between. We have to cover it up as well. So the questions which are left, please kindly contact the support@acadgild.com. They'll share you the the PDFs, contents, whatever you needed. Okay. So next, guys, we are going to discuss the example of the material design. So guys, I have created the sample project in front of you. Okay. So I'm going to do the code in front of you. Instead of explaining you the code which I have already prepared with, I'm going to explain the code to you people. Okay. So for that, what we have to do is in the build.gradle file, guys, few things I'll copy paste directly just to save the time, but I'll explain you those things as well. What you need is we are going to discuss the example of CardView and RecyclerView. So we have to add these dependencies. Now you can see that it is red marked. What it is saying that this support library should not use a different version 23 because my compiled version is 24, the latest one. So I should use the latest library. Okay. Then click on this sync now. All the dependencies will be added in your project. There's one more question that what is a target version? Target version means that up to which highest level our application should support. Okay guys, so now I've synced the libraries, dependencies which are included in my project now. So I'll go for this. I'll eradicate this and simply I'm going to use now here the recycler view. Okay. I'm gonna include the toolbar on the top. Okay. Theme I have to define. So I'm gonna use these things. Just wait. I'll go for the style. Here I'll paste themes. Okay. So theme overlay and theme pop-up overlay. No action bar where I have window action bar and no title as false. That means I don't want to show the title bar. Okay. Okay, just have a look on the design. Okay. Next I'm going to take here is the recycler view. Add the recycler view, give a width, height, ID. Okay. Give ID. it should be below app bar. Okay, and you can see it's below the app bar. All right. Now guys, we have to design its row, right? So I'll take the layout. I'll right click on it, new resource file. Here I'm gonna take the name as row. Let's take linear layout only. Press OK. All right. And then I'm gonna right over here. Let me take a text view. Match parent, wrap content, text, testing. Okay, give a padding 5 dp, margin 5 dp, ID, title. Okay, copy and paste. Here I'm gonna take description. Okay, this is my row. Let's give a bold style. So text style bold, and its text size 20 sp. Okay, this is my row. Now what I want is I want to create its adapter. Okay, so in my Java file here I'm gonna right click, create another Java class. It will be recycler adapter. Oh no, it's the inbuilt name. I cannot take it. Row adapter. Let's take it as row adapter. Okay, press OK. Take a public inner class. Public class. Row holder extends RecyclerView dot view holder. Okay, this class will do what? This class will hold the views. Press Alt Enter, create constructor. Now extend your class from this row holder class. Okay, so RecyclerView dot adapter view, and what should be the VH? VH is your view holder. My VH is row holder. Okay, Alt Enter, implement methods. Got it? This is how we'll create its adapter. Here I have to do what? Now I'm going to create its constructor. Before creating the constructor, I need the getter setter class to get and set the data. Right guys? For that, I'll take row bean, string variable, title, and description. Alt insert, press Alt insert, getter setters. Select both the strings, its getter setter will be created. I hope you all are clear with this. What is getter setter? So here I'm gonna create its constructor, row adapter. I need context, its object context, then list of row header, row bean. It will be data. Next, I need the layout inflator class object. What is layout inflator actually? Layout inflator is used to inflate the object on the existing view. Okay. Guys, recycler view, list view, they don't have any views. We have to give them the views. Okay. So for that purpose, Okay, so there's a question that what is a model class? Okay, model class means your Pojo, you might have heard about the word Pojo, bean, handler, or getter setter. Okay, getter setters are used to hold the value of one variable. All right, that means if you will set the value of this variable anywhere, you can get the value in the another class. Okay, so these are used to hold the values of the variables. So here I'm going to assign these things to the local variables. So this dot context is equal to context. This dot data is equal to data, and then inflator I have to initialize. So layout inflator from, and we'll pass the context. Guys, on create view holder function, this function is used to assign the layout. So here I'll take the object view. View is equal to inflator dot inflate, and I'll pass the layout r dot layout dot row comma parent comma false. Okay, and then row holder is my view object that will hold my view objects, right? So row holder, its object holder equal to new row holder, and here I have to pass the view. So I'll pass this view over here, and I'll return this holder class object. Got it? Now in that I have two text views, right? So here I'll take the text view, title, description. All right. Now what I'm gonna do over here is I'll gonna access them using the function find view by ID. Now guys, whenever we are in the activities, we directly use find view by ID. But here I'm inflating the layout on the recycler view. So I'm gonna use item view dot find view by ID. It is not directly bounded to them. We are going to inflate it. Okay. So that's why item view dot find view by ID, not find view by ID directly. Let's see what the name I have given to it. Let me give a different name. Title underscore text. Okay. So it will be title underscore text. Another one was description is equal to text view, item view dot find view by ID r dot ID. Oh, sorry, r dot ID dot description. Okay. Now bind view holder. Bind view holder is used for which purpose? When you want to set the data, when you want to bind your data with the layout. Okay. So this here, what I'm going to do is this function will return me the object of holder, right? And the position, recycler view position. So holder dot title dot set text. I have data available with me. So data dot get position will give me the data at that position. Dot getter function, get title function will give me the title. Similarly, for description, do this data dot get position dot get description. Clear? Now here it is written. This function is what? Get item count. How many rows should be created? So that rows should be created equal to the size of the data that we are passing. Okay. So your adapter is ready now. We have to assign it to the recycler view, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce you the card view, right? So here what I have to do is I'll take the card view on the top. All right. Control X. Put it over here. Height is the compulsory parameter. Height I want wrap content. Width, sorry. Width I want as matched parent. Close. Take this, put it at the end. Okay. Give a margin of 10 dp. Okay, and give a round corner. So you can set card corner radius 5 dp. Elevation 2 dp. Okay, and give a background color as well. So background color you can give as white color. Okay. RecyclerView background color we'll give as grayish tone. Okay, so that you can differentiate between the CardView. Background, let's give is at CCC. Okay. Now what we are going to do is row has been designed, layout has been designed. Now come to this activity. Here I'll take the object of RecyclerView. Okay. So what's the first step? Access it. So RecyclerView is equal to RecyclerView. Now I'm in the activity class. So I'm gonna do find view by ID r dot id dot RecyclerView. Okay. Then I'll create the object of the adapter class. So I need to first add the data to the adapter, right? So here I'm gonna take the list of row bean. Okay, then take a bean list equal to new list, new array list. Okay. I'm gonna run a loop for int I equal to 0, I is less than 12, I plus plus. Do what? Row bean, sorry, its object bean equal to new row bean, right? Now here I'll use the setter functions to set the data. Set title, title I plus 1, because count should start from 1, so that is why I plus 1. Similarly, bean dot set description I plus 1. Okay. Let's make a big line. This is description for this. Okay. Now I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna add it into the bean list. So bean list dot add bean. Clear so far? Next step is row adapter. Its object adapter equals to new row adapter. I'll pass the context as this, comma, bean list model we have to pass. Then I will set this to the recycler view. Recycler view dot set adapter, and its adapter. Then we have to give the layout manager. So set layout manager equals to new linear layout manager, and we have to pass the context. And the recycler view has been set now. Okay, so just execute it now and let's have a look on the light output. Clear, everybody? Any doubts so far? So there's a question that how to write the coding language, because the person don't know about it much. Guys, I would say one thing, that if you don't know the Java, right? So try a bit by using the small logics. Okay, like start with your if-else statements and like this. Acadgild is a good source with you. You can have the online trainings. There are professional mentors with you. Okay, they people train you very well in this. So you can attend classes online and can learn the things. Small batches are there, so you will get personal attention from the mentors. Practice it by using the small logics, using if-else statements, switch cases, then go for the long things, large logics. Okay, start with small, then go on for the big things. There's one more question, guys. With some device screen, it is seen with vertical scroll bar. Is it possible to remove scroll bar in spite of any screen? So my question over here is, if you want to remove, do you want to remove the scroll bar icon that a thick line is shown at the right hand side, or do you want to remove the scroll effect? If you want to remove the scroll effect, the data will not be completely shown in single screen. If you want to remove that thick line that is visible, you don't want to make it visible, then you can set the attribute fade scroll bar true. Okay, and you can also set its thickness at 0 dp, so it will not be shown. There's one more question, guys. The person don't want to show the scroll bar. Can it be responsive? Recycler views and list views are used for only those things where the scroll is required actually. We cannot say that scroll is required where you want to recycle the view. There is no case of responsiveness in this. Like if I talk about the Gmail application, you have emails in thousands. How you can make or how you can show those things in just a single screen? It's not possible. Okay, sometimes we have to put the design into the scroll bar. If you have a design which you want to show on a single screen, then you can adjust it, you can make it with the recycler view. You can adjust it with the help of the diamond files. You can show the sizes very small. Okay, in that manner you can adjust it. So guys, the thing that I have shown you, its output would look something like this. Okay, now I'm gonna quickly share the code which will be available to you. So let's discuss this code a bit, what we have in this, so that when you will see the code, you will not find that what was discussed or what you have done up. Okay. I hope you people are learning through this webinar and it's helping you out. So guys, this would be the expected output for the program, what we have made. Okay. If you have any queries, you can please ask. And this is the contact information that you can contact with the people. over Acadgild via these things. Thanks a lot, Bhargav, for your compliment. And you can request the Acadgild for such things, or you can attend the classes from the Acadgild. We have the small batches where we teach the things in more details. These are just the upper parts, we can say, because Android is very vast and cannot be covered up in just one session. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys, for your support and for your timings. It was nice to interact with all of you. If you have any more queries, you can write it to the support and you can give the feedback over there. All right. So it's time to end up the session over here today. It's almost the time is over. So if you have any query, you can write them, and you can ask for the support team. They'll share the content and the stuff, other stuff, PPTs with you. Thanks a lot for your time. Hope you enjoyed a lot and you learned a lot from this session, from this webinar. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Good night.